What it do, boys? If you found this channel, congrats. This is my second channel, well, maybe even third if you count my POV channel. But essentially on this channel, what I'm going to be doing is talking a lot more about business specifically, a little bit about what I do, a little bit about generalized business, just kind of going with the flow as I go from video to video and kind of just coming up with different video ideas that give you guys a bunch of value. So I can't say exactly what these videos are going to be because it's kind of just going to be sporadic as I get ideas for videos and as I get ideas for videos that give you guys value and overall help you guys, because I'm here to help you guys make money and here to help you achieve your dreams the same way as I did. Today's video in particular, I figured what better way to start this channel off than talk about specifically what I do, what exactly it is, and how exactly someone could get into it. But yeah, if you guys are coming across this video randomly and you've never seen me before, go and check out my other channel, Brez Scales, where I basically just vlog and show a little bit, kind of glimpses of what I do, but I don't really talk too in-depth about it. And then make sure you go follow all of my other social platforms as well, as I'm very active on those. To get more specific into this video, what exactly is freelance brand scaling? And before we get into the definition of what freelance brand scaling is and what exactly that means, what exactly it looks like, how exactly you could get started, first we need to start with shifting your mindset. I think this is a very overlooked part of business, especially as a whole. I think mindset is a very, very important key factor in becoming successful and overall being successful in a business and an entrepreneurial world. I almost stuttered there. But I think it's very, very important to overcome the limiting belief and understand that you are no different from the people who are successful, the people who have became successful. I'm no different than you. You are no different than me. It's also very important to understand that great things take time, and in order to become successful, you have to be patient. You have to be willing to put in the work and wait the time that it takes to become successful and get to where you want to be. Business as a whole starts with overcoming the limiting belief and understanding the fact that you are no different from the people who have became successful, and you are fully capable of doing it yourself. Now that we got that boring shit out of the way, what exactly is freelance brand scaling? Freelance brand scaling is honestly very simple. All it is you are essentially the middleman in between a company and their advertising. So you are the one on the back end who is running all the advertisements for a business, specifically on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Google. Literally could be any social media platform that anyone ever browses on. You're the one running advertisements on that platform for a business. You are the marketing team for the business. Now, more specifically, all of those platforms listed, all of the possible platforms that you could be running ads on for a business, you're going to kind of narrow it down to what exactly makes the most sense for that business. Now, let's say I'm running ads for a streetwear brand. Most likely their average demographic of customer is going to be on a platform like TikTok or on Instagram. Their average customer demographic is more of a new gen, younger type of dude, someone like myself. I don't use a platform like Facebook. I use platforms like Instagram and TikTok. That's where their customer demographic, average customer demographic, ideal target audience is going to be. So for a business like that, it makes sense to be running ads on a platform like that. Now, like I said, you're in charge of running all of those social media advertisements for that business. And in return of you running ads for that business, you're getting a percentage of the revenue that you generate for them. There's multiple ways that you could go about charging a client. You could either take the percentage of the revenue that you generate them, like I just mentioned. You could charge them an upfront retainer of $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $10,000 per month, or simply you could charge them a percentage of the ad spend total. However much you're spending on ads, you take a percentage of that, because most likely the more that you're spending on an ad account and the more money that you're spending overall on advertisements, ideally is the more work that you are putting in on their business. Now, you guys are probably coming across all of these questions, and one of those top questions is, how exactly do I learn the skill of running ads for these businesses? And honestly, it's very, very simple. Me personally, I completely taught myself. And the way that I taught myself was by running my own clothing brand, which then I dabbled into the ads world, started running ads for my own clothing brand, quickly learned how to actually go about doing this and doing this profitably. Now, a lot of you out there probably don't have any sort of business that you could practice on. And I think it's a really big common misconception that learning the skill of running ads is hard. But you're also probably like, if it's not hard, why aren't businesses doing it for themselves? An ad platform looks very complex when you actually start to run ads. So I think it's a common illusion that most businesses get into a stage of running ads and hop into an ads manager platform and they just get overwhelmed by it all. Now, if you can manage to not get overwhelmed by it and spend a little bit of time to actually learn the platform and learn how to utilize it to your advantage and learn how to use it to make a shit ton of money, you can make a shit ton of money. To actually go ahead and learn an ads manager platform, I honestly recommend just literally going on an ads manager platform and just playing around with it. That's literally how I learned ads. Obviously, you could do things like buy a course out there, which I think is a great idea, or you could simply look across free tutorials on YouTube or Google or anywhere, really. Anywhere you can find any sort of free advertising tutorials, go ahead and watch them and take notes. And yes, I will definitely in the future post videos on that, but this is my first video ever on this channel. I do actually have some old videos posted on my channel back from a few months ago, so if you go to my other channel, Brez Scales, there's actually some tutorials on there. So definitely go and check those videos out. After actually learning a little bit of the ads platform and playing around with it a little bit, I recommend you literally go out there and you sign your first client. Yes, literally just throw yourself into the fire. Once you have the most basic understanding of the ads manager platform, literally go out there and sign your first client and throw yourself into the fire of actually doing the ads for a business. And I know that sounds a little bit insane to go out there and sign a client without really having any sort of idea of how to actually run ads for that client, but it's necessary to put yourself in a position where you're forced to be uncomfortable and forced to figure it out. That's the best thing you can do getting into business or just in business overall, is put yourself in uncomfortable positions that are forcing you to do nothing but grow and obtain new skills. I'm really good about doing this, and I think that this is one of the biggest reasons that I became as successful as I have today. But now you're probably asking, Brez, how the hell do I sign my first client? And I'll make videos that go more in depth on this, but quickly, I'm gonna summarize it for you guys. Let's start by identifying the key ways to actually go about signing a client. Number one, cold calling. Essentially just calling businesses and pitching them on your services. Number two, cold outreach on social media platforms. Literally sending outreach messages on a social media platform like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, literally could be anything, pitching them on your services. And number three, cold email. Again, same thing as the social platforms, except you're sending it to a business's email. Number four, LinkedIn outreach. I'm not gonna go in depth on this one. This one I'm saving for the ERT members. Now, let's talk about picking a niche. It's important that you go ahead and narrow down on a niche of businesses that make the most sense for you. Obviously, you guys have seen me and my content, and the niche that I work in is clothing. Majority of my clients are in clothing. Obviously, we have clients outside of that niche and in other realms of the world, but clothing is our main demographic and the main niche of clients that we actually work with. So for you, it's important that you go ahead and narrow down a specific niche of ideal clientele that you want to work with. Now think about potential clients that you may already have some sort of relationship with. This could be a friend that owns a business, this could be a family friend, this could be one of your parents' friends, any single sort of person that you have slight leverage to kind of wiggle your way into the door and easily sign that first client. That could be a great niche to enter into. Or it even could simply be a niche of stuff that you are interested in. Honestly, whatever floats your boat. Maybe it's a niche that you have expertise in. For me, clothing. I had my own clothing brand. I understand the game of clothing very well and how to sell clothes and how to market clothes. For you, it could be landscaping. Maybe you work a construction job right now and you know a lot about construction. Maybe you want to go out and sign clients that are construction businesses. Or maybe detailing companies. Maybe you own your own detail business right now. Or maybe one of your homies does. It could be literally anything. Think of any sort of business that would ever need marketing done for it. Pretty much every business out there always needs more leads and more customers. You're gonna be the one to do that for them. Clothing was an easy niche for me to enter because I already knew a bunch of brand owners in the space, so I was easily able to just reach out to those couple brand owners that I knew and sign them as my first clients, get them results, start posting on social media about the results that I was getting, and then boom, I had a ton of clients from there. There's so many people just hitting me up like, yo Brez, I want to work with you. Yo Brez, I want to work with you. And boom, here I am today, years later. Now let's go a little more in depth on these actual client acquisition methods. Now, number one, back to cold calling. You're gonna want to go ahead and create some sort of script that you can actually use over the phone when you're cold calling businesses. Now, ideally with every cold call, your main objective is to get a hold of the business owner and then get them booked in for a meeting where you can actually go more in depth on your services and actually make your pitch. The objective of this cold call is solely just to get them on the phone and get them booked in for a meeting. This isn't supposed supposed to be some sort of 20-30 minute conversation where you're telling them all about what you do. This is very brief, straight to the point. Get them booked in for a meeting where you can go more in depth and actually make your pitch. So go ahead and create some sort of script. I'm sure that there's tons of free resources out there. And then there's tons of free or very cheap softwares out there that you can actually use to scrape leads of business owners and just sit there and dial those leads. I'll go ahead and give you one, but I'm saving the rest for my ERT members. That one that I'll go ahead and give you is Apollo AI. You can use Apollo AI to scrape all these leads, get a list of a bunch of leads, and then just sit and cold call a bunch of those businesses. Now, moving to the next one, cold outreach on social platforms. You're gonna wanna go ahead and find businesses on social platforms within your target niche. This could be literally any sort of social platform: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook groups. Get creative with it. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys my little hint, the social media burner method. You know how you sit and brain rot scroll on these social platforms every single day? Well, instead of that just being a waste of time, we're gonna use that to our advantage. Go ahead and create a brand new social media account. And you know how when you are brain rot scrolling, it continues to feed you stuff that you engage with and stuff that you enjoy watching? Again, we're gonna use that algorithm to our advantage. So like I said, go ahead and create some sort of new social media platform. And then on that new account, all you're going to do is engage with your target demographic of businesses. So let's say, for example, my target demographic is construction businesses, right? I'm gonna sit there and only engage with construction related stuff so that it continues to just feed me those businesses, and boom. As you're scrolling through your For You page on TikTok, all it is construction businesses, and you just continuously can sit there and outreach those businesses that come up across your For You page. Yeah, that's a good one. You're welcome. Now let's talk about the next one, cold email. Now, depending on your niche, business owners may be more likely to actually check their email versus some sort of social platform. Think about the average demographic of that business owner. Is it ideally like a younger dude? Is it ideally like an older dude? Like if it's some sort of construction business, most likely it's gonna be some dude, you know, in their 30s, 40s, 50s who owns some family-owned construction business. If it's some new gen streetwear brand, most likely it's gonna be some dude in their 20s. So which one is gonna be more likely to check their email versus their social media DMs? The older guy's gonna check their email, the younger guy's gonna check their social media DMs. So ideally, depending on your niche, you kind of choose which one's applicable to your niche. Cold email or social media platforms. Now again, you can use a software like Apollo.ai to go ahead and scrape emails of business owners and then be able to cold outreach through those emails. But let's talk about omni-channel outreach. What exactly is that? Very, very, very simple. Outreach every business you find on every single platform you can find them on. If you can find their email, send the outreach message there. If you can find their Instagram, send the outreach message there. If you can find their Twitter, send it there. TikTok, send it there. Every single platform you can find, every single possible way to contact this business, send your outreach message on that. Always, always, always go the route of omni-channel. Send it on every platform you can find, as this is just gonna totally increase your odds of them actually seeing it. Now, understand that outreach is going to take time. It's not like you're gonna outreach your first business and you're gonna sign your first client. For you, it may take tens of businesses that you outreach. It may take hundreds, it may take 1,000. Like we talked about at the beginning of this video, understanding that you are no different from anyone right now who has 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 clients is very important. You need to understand that this is gonna take time and it's gonna be a grind. You're gonna be in the trenches doing outreach for hours per day, but you have to understand that's part of the journey. As you sign more clients, it gets easier to sign more and more clients. As you get results under your belt, it gets easier to make your pitch to these prospects than actually sign them as a client. It gets easier as time goes on. The beginning stages is always the hardest. So understand that and stay dedicated and stay disciplined. If you're gonna send 10 outreach messages and then just give up, you might as well click off this video right now. Now you may say, I signed my first client. Now what the hell do I do? Simply onboard that client by getting them set up with an ads manager account and start running their ads. Like I said, I have other free ad tutorials posted on my other YouTube channel, Brez Scales, which will be linked in the description. Or most of you are probably already coming from that channel, so you already know. But literally just get in there and start doing it. If it's genuinely a good business, it's gonna be very hard to get them bad results for the business. Common misconception about ads is that ads and the way you're setting up these campaigns is is actually more important than the business itself, and that's just simply not true. Majority of ads success rate is dependent on the business itself and not the way that you're setting up the campaigns. So just get out there and do it. I genuinely believe that this is one of the best business models anybody could start in today's day and age. And in the future, online marketing is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as more things move online. The whole internet world is only getting bigger as a whole. So take advantage of it and get in now or get left behind, because only more and more opportunity is going to be presented for freelance brand scalers. Now, I appreciate everyone for tapping into this new channel and watching this video. I hope this helped a ton of you guys out. Lots more content to come here on this channel, lots more sauce to come here on this channel, and go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what video you guys want to see next and what you want to see me talk about next. But make sure to subscribe to this new channel if you haven't already, leave a like and leave a comment down below. And if you guys are interested in checking out my completely free training on freelance brand scaling, which goes much more in depth than this, go ahead and check out the top link in the description. And also through that link, if for whatever reason you guys are interested in applying for my one-on-one coaching, where I help you guys do this hands-on and help you become successful as a freelance brand scaler, you can also go to that top link in the description and apply for my one-on-one coaching, the ERT, through there. Like I said, make sure to sub if you guys haven't already. Let me know what type of videos you guys want to see next, and I will catch y'all in the next one. I appreciate it and I love you all. Peace.